Hey, hello. We are going to start our lesson 8. So make sure that you have those papers ready to go. As we get to them, we are going to be doing lesson 8 from the first module. In today's lesson, you are going to need to be taking out 10 for some of the problems that you're going to be doing today. So I'm going to start with 43. So if I was going to take 10 out of 43, here's 10 that I've taken out of 43, and I need to figure out what the other side of my number bond would be if I took 10 from 43. So I'm going to have to subtract 10 from 43. If I go back 10, that gives me 33. So 33 plus 10 would give me 43. So we have to think about skip counting backwards by 10, but we're not going to be using multiples of 10. So let's try another one of those. Let's do 62. I'm going to take out a group of 10 so that I can make a new number bond, and I have to think in my head, if I had 62 and I took out 10, what is that going to leave me? If you said 52, congratulations. We're going to be doing this in our problem set today. So we're going to do a little bit more practicing with, let's try 48. 48, take out 10. 48, take out 10 would leave me with 38. So it's going to be important that you can take out or count back 10 from any number. So let's take a look at another one. Let's do 62. Let's take out 10. If I take out 10, what would the next number of my number bond be? Well, I have to think back 10, so I'm skip counting backwards by 10, and I end up with 52. I go from 6 tens to 5 tens, and my ones are staying the same. From 6 tens to 5 tens, so it's just a simple counting backwards. Let's take a look at 75. Take out 10. What would that be? Well, I'm going to count backwards. Instead of having 7 tens, I'm going to have 6 tens and 5 ones. So that's going to be an important concept for you to be able to do today. All right, so let's move on to something a little different. So if I had, let's say we had 13 take away 2. Now that's a pretty easy problem to do because I can take my ones away from my ones, which gives me 1, 1, and I have a group of 10s left, which gives me a group of 10, which would be 11. Let's take a look at another one. Let's do 15, take away 3. That would be easy because I can take my ones away from my ones, which gives me 2 ones, because 5 ones take away 3 ones is 2 ones. I have one group of 10 left, and that gives me 12. Let's try one more. Let's do 23. Take away 2. Well, that would be easy to do because I can take my ones away from my ones, and I end up with one group of 1 and 2 tens, or 21. So those kinds of problems are very easy to do. I don't even have to think hard. They're just simple. But what happens if I have this kind of a problem where I have 13 take away 9? Well, I can't take my ones away from my ones. Well, I could, but I'm not going to go into negative numbers. I can't say 3 take away 9, because that would put me into negative numbers, and that doesn't come along until you are a little bit older. So we are going to be practicing how to take out a group of 10, just like we did just a minute ago. We're going to take out a group of 10 like we've done in other lessons, and I have to think, if I'm taking out a group of 10, how much does that leave me? You're right, that leaves me with 3. So I'm going to be having to take out a group of 10 in order to be able to solve this problem. All right, so let's continue on. I know that I can do 10 take away 9, just like we've been doing. 10 take away 9 equals 1. Now I've taken care of my 10 and my 9, and I have 1 that's left from that subtraction, and I have 3 that I still have to use. So 3 plus the 1 that I got as a difference gives me 4. So 13 take away 9 is 4. So that's the kinds of problems we're going to be doing today. We're going to take a look at a couple more of those. Let's try 16 take away 6. Oh no, let's not do that one. I got that backwards. Let's try 15. I'm so sorry. 15 take away 6. And I can't take 9 away from 5. It just doesn't work. There's not enough there to do it. So I'm going to have to take out a group of 10 so that I can do that. How much does that leave me in my number bond? Well, that would leave me with 5 because 10 plus 5 is 15 for that number bond. Then I'm thinking in my head, 10 take away 9 equals 1. What do I have left that I have not done yet? Well, I'm going to do that easy problem first. And 5 plus the 1 that I had left as a difference gives me 6. Therefore, I know that 15 take away 9 is 6. This process is really, really important. If somebody is trying to teach you to do it, trying to teach you that you should do this, where you're stacking things, well, that's a concept that we're going to be learning a little bit later. So parents, please do not do the standard algorithm with your children right now. We need to be doing breaking numbers apart and finding numbers that are easier to subtract. All right, we're going to try one more of those. We're going to do 13 take away 8. Now I can't take 8 ones away from 3 ones, so I'm going to break out a group of 10. That leaves me with 3 for my number bond because 3 plus 10 is 13. Now I'm going to do the simple subtraction with 10, take away 8, leaves me with 2. I still need to take care of that 3 and add it to the 2 that was the difference here. So 3 plus 2 equals 5. Therefore, I know that 13 take away 8 is 5. Now if I think backwards, 5 plus 8 is 13. So I know I have done a great job there. All right, let's go ahead and we're going to take a look at what we did last week, just as a quick review. We had 30 take away 7. So I'm going to make this easy by taking out a group of 10. What does that leave me to finish my number bond? Well, this is an easy one because I'm working in multiples of 10, so that one's pretty easy. So here we have 20 plus 10 is 30, and I am going to take 10 now and take 7 away from 10 because that's an easy subtraction problem to do. 10 take away 7 is 3. I still need to deal with this 20 because I've already dealt with these two numbers. And I still need to deal with the 20 that's a part of the 30. 20 plus the difference between 10 take away 3 gives me 3. And my answer to 20 plus 3 is 23. Therefore, I know that 30 take away 7 is also 23. Okay, we're going to try one more of those. We're going to try one more of those. Let's do 40 take away 7. Okay, I can't take 7 away from 4, so I can't take 7 away from 0, so I am going to break out a group of 10. That's going to leave me with how much? I hope you said 30. If you did, congratulations. Now I'm going to do the simple subtraction with 10 take away 7 because that's easy. 10 take away 7 is 3. I'm going to add that 3 to the 30 that I still have left that I need to work with, and I end up with 33. Therefore, I know that 40 take away 7 is 33. Okay, so that was a bit of a review from things that we've done in previous lessons. And if you need to have more practice with that, you can use a piece of paper or your number bond on the back as a whiteboard. All right, so we're going to move into things being just a tiny bit more complicated. we are going to now start with numbers that are not multiples of 10. So 42 take away 8 is where we are going. I'm looking at my ones and my ones. Can I take 8 away from 2? Unfortunately, I can't take 8 away from 2, so I'm going to need to break out a group of 10 so that it's an easy subtraction problem for me. If I do that, I'm going to have to finish my number bond by taking 10 away, or one group of 10 away from 4 tens. One group of 10 away from 4 tens gives me 3 tens, and I still have the same number of ones. I'm actually counting back by tens. So 42 back 10 is 32. So here's my number bond. 10 plus 32 gives me 42. So I'm going to start with the simplest math. 10 take away 8 is 2. 10 take away 8 is 2, so now I've dealt with 10 and 8, but I still have 2 left that I have to consider. I'm going to take the 32 that I have left from 42 and add that to the 2 that I have left there, and, and that gives me 34. Therefore, I know that 42 take away 8 is 34. Now, I know that's a little more complicated than what we were doing last week, because last week we were working with multiples of 10, and this time we're working with numbers that are not multiples of 10. But still, it's the same idea with just a little bit more thought process having to go into what we are doing. So let's do 13 take away 8. We're going to start with a really simple one here as we learn this concept. Can I take 8 away from 3? Unfortunately, no, I can't. So I'm going to pull a group of 10 out of 13 and finish that number bond with 3. Because if I'm counting back by 10, I have just 3 left. 10 plus 3 is 13. Now the easy subtraction. 10 take away 8 gives me 2. And I need to think about what do I have left from the 13 I haven't used yet. I have 3, and I'm going to add it to what I had as my difference for 10 take away 2, which gives me 5. So 5 would tell me that 13 take away 8 is 5. It's a little bit more in depth from what we were doing last week, but still very, very easy to do if you're thinking about those relationships. So let's move on and try 23 take away 8. 23 take away 8, well, again, I have this same problem. I can't take 8 away from 3. I can't take 8 away from 3. So that means I'm going to need to take out a group of 10 and figure out the other side of my number bond by counting back 10. If I count back 10 from 23, I get 12. Counting back 10, whoops, sorry, I don't get 12, I get 13. My bad, missed start, it's been a long day. And I've been working all day long, and I am now making this video for you. So if I make a few boo-boos, it might be because I'm tired. Okay, so counting back from 23 gives me 13. Now, let's do the easy math. 10 take away 8 equals 2. Okay, so I've done this problem. Now I'm thinking, what do I have left from that 23 after I took out the 10? Oh, I did it again. I have 13 left, along with the 2 that I had left here. I'm going to add those 2 together, and that's going to give me 15. Therefore, I know that 23 take away 8 is 15. Hey, I think this is kind of fun. I really like it. Let's take that problem one step further and do 43 take away 8. 43 take away 8. Again, I have a problem. I can't take 8 away from 3. That's not going to work. So I'm going to pull a group of 10, because 10's easy to subtract from, and I have to think about the opposite side of my number bond. If I count back from 43 by 10, that gives me 33. So from 4 tens to 3 tens. Now, easy subtraction. 10 take away 8 equals 2. what did I have left from my number bond? I had 33, and I'm going to add what I had left here and come up with 35. Therefore, I know that 43 take away 8 is 35. All right, so there we go. Let's go ahead. We're going to now move on to our, Okay, I hope you have your lesson 8 ready to go. And please make sure you put the date on here for whatever day it is that you are doing this. Okay, sorry, I was just looking at something. So let's see if we can get this to be a little bit more clear. Now, we are going to start with our sample problem. I can't take 9 away from 2. Well, it just doesn't work. So I'm pulling out a group. Well, it could if we were going to go into negative integers, but we're not going to do that. That'll be about 5th or 6th grade. So I'm taking out a group of 10. If I count back from 10 at 12, that leaves me with 2. So I'm counting back 10. 10 back from 12 leaves me 2. Now for the easy subtraction, 10 take away 9 is 1, and 2 plus 1 equals 3. This is the number I needed to consider because I haven't used it yet. Therefore, 12 take away 9 is 3. Now we're going to go from 12 to 22. Again, I have that same problem. I can't take 9 away from 2. So I'm going to have to pull a group of 10. That's leaving me with 10 back from 22 would be 12. Got to be able to count backwards by 10. Now I'm going to do the easy subtraction of 10 take away 9 equals 1. And that leaves me now with 12 that I haven't used yet. 12 plus the 1 that was left after I subtracted. That gives me 13. Why? Because 12 plus 1 is 13. Therefore, I know that 22 take away 9 is 13. All right, let's try letter C. So I can't take 9 away from 2. That's not going to work. Nope. So I need to make these numbers a little more easy for me to work with. So I'm going to pull out a group of 10. If I go 10 back from 42, I get 32. Working here, 10 take away 9 is 1. 32 plus that 1 equals 33. Therefore, 42 take away 9 is 33. All right, I'm going to do one more of these problems, and then I'm going to let you see if you can do the rest on your own. So I'm starting with 13. I can't take 8 away from 13. Not going to work. So I'm going to take a group of 10. So 10 back from 13 gives me 3, because 3 plus 10 is 13. Now for the easy math, 10 take away 8 is 2. What do I have left that I still need to work with? 3 plus the 2. That was the difference between 8 and 10, which gives me 5. So I know that 13 take away 8 is 5. All right, so I'm going to have you pause the video, and I would like you to try E and F and G and H and I on your own. And we'll see how you do. Come back in just a minute. Pause the video. All right, so let's take a look at problem E. Did you get 15 as your difference? If you did, congratulations. For you, let's take a look at that process. We took 10 out of 23, leaving us with 13, because 23 counting back 10 gives us 13. 10 take away 8 is 2. Oops, I need to make that a much better 2. Sorry about that, friends. Much better 2, so that's easy to see. 13, which was left, plus the 2 that was left from here gives me 15. If you came up with that, congratulations. So our next answer that we're looking for would have been 45. Did you take 10 and 43 out of 53? Subtracting 10 take away 8 to get 2, and 43 plus 2 gives me 45. If you need to, you can stop the video and go back and look things a little more closely. Let's take a look at E or G. You should have come up with 8 for G if you did that process right. And on letter H, your difference should have been 18. If you need to, you can pause the video to see how Miss Star did that. And on letter I, you should have had 78. If you're confused about any of these problems, pause the video and go back and see look at what I did and see how it compares with what you did. If this process is very, very important. If someone is trying to get you to do this, where you're regrouping, I am going to tell you that that is not acceptable. 14 take away 6 is 8, and 7 gives me still the same answer, but my students in 2nd grade are not ready for this. So parents, please don't try to help your students by showing them the standard algorithm that you learned when you were probably in the 4th or 5th grade. Please keep in mind that your students are only 2nd graders, and we're trying to help them build better number sense. All right, so now we're on the 2nd page of our problem set. We're going to work a couple of these together, and then I'm going to have you try them on your own. 24 take away 9. I cannot take 9 away from 4. That's just not going to work, because I'd have to go into negative numbers, and we don't want to do that. So we're going to make this easy by taking out a group of 10. I'm going to count back from 24 by 10 and end up with 14. So now I have my number bond because 10 plus 14 is 24. Simple subtraction, 10 take away 9 equals 1. Then I'm going to work with the 14, which is left from 24. 14 plus the difference gives me 15. Therefore, I know that 24 take away 9 is 15. All right, let's do one more, and then I'm going to have you try those 3 on your own. I can't take 7 away from 6. It just isn't going to work. So I'm going to break this apart into 10, pulling out a group of 10 and counting back by 10 to get 26. So now for the easy part, 10 take away 7 is 3. 10 take away 7 is 3. And then I've got 26 plus that 3 equals 29. Therefore, I know that 36 take away 7 is 29. Okay, you're going to try C, D, E, and F on your own. Please don't do the word problem yet. We'll do that one in just a minute. All right, pause the video. Are you back? All right. So for problem number C, did you end up with 47? If you did, congratulations. If you didn't, you need to look at the process that Miss Star did for this problem and see where you might have made your mistake. Okay, coming down to letter D, you should have had 34, following the proper process to get 34, and E was 56, following that proper process. And if you're not getting 56 using this process, you need to pause the video so that you can look at where you might have made your mistake. And of course, F is 77. All right, so let's take a look at our word problem. Now, oops, I need to not have that right there. I need to bring this one back over. So let's take a look at our word problem. So we have Mrs. Watts, who had 17 tacos. And of course, we're using cubes and the read, draw, and write system to help us solve these problems. So Mrs. Watts had 17 tacos. The children ate some. We don't know how many they ate, but they ate some. When we were finished, she had 9 tacos that were left. And notice that I'm circling the numbers. Even if it's a word number, I still have to circle it. And I'm boxing keywords. I know that I'm going to have to find out something about those some that the children ate. How many tacos did the children eat? Oh my gosh, that's going to help me answer that question. So I am thinking, what would this look like? Here is another way of doing a number bond. I know that I started off with 17 total tacos. started with 17 tacos. And I know that the children ate some. I need to, how many did, oh, when they got finished, oh, I'm sorry. When they got finished, there were 9 tacos left. So after they ate some, so they ate some, but I don't know how many that is because that's what I have to find out. How many tacos did the children eat? So I need to figure that out. So let's see here. 17 total tacos. Take away how many were left should help me figure out how many tacos the children ate, or help me with this part of my number bond. What would I have to add to 9 to get 17 would be kind of what I would be thinking, but I'm going to break this apart into 10 and, what would that be? 10 and 7. Can you finish that part all by yourself? Would you know what to do from here? Don't forget to write the children there, or see, the children ate, oops, eat, bad mister, ate, how many tacos? How many tacos did they eat? All right, pause the video, work this out, and then come back. Are you back? All right, so we broke this into 7 and 10. Let's do the simple subtraction first. 10 take away 9 is 1. How many did I have left after I broke that into my number bond? I had 7, and I'm going to add the 1 that was left after I subtracted, and that gives me 8. Therefore, I know that 17 take away 9 is 8, and I know that the children ate 8 tacos, and I can add that to my answer. The children ate 8 tacos, and I can see that my number bond now works too. 8 plus 9 gives me 7 tacos to begin with. There were 9 tacos left. They had 8 some, but they started with 17. All right, so now we're going to come over to the homework page. So we're going to do the homework page. And you can see that this is that exercise that I did at the very beginning of our lesson today, where you are breaking out a group of 10 and you are figuring out how many 10s would be left if I counted back by 10. So if I took 10 out of 34, that would leave me with 24. All right? So you are going to try the whole homework page. These should be very, very easy for you because 10 take away 1 is 9. That's not tough for you to do. And I think you know what you need to do here by taking out that group of 10, leaving us with 3. So I want you to continue to practice with the homework page. You're going to pause the page and do problems 1, 2, and 3 all the way down to letter D. When you're done, we'll come back and we'll see how you did. So pause the video. Are you back? Okay, here we go. Did you say with 58, if you took out 10, that you would have 48 left? Because 58 take away 10 gives me 48, and my number bond then works. I'm going to make a little switch here with a page that I already have completed, just so we can get you through this lesson a little bit faster. And if you have questions, you can always pause the video and take a closer look. So I took out 10, that left me with 75 for my number bond. I took out 10, that left me with 67 in my number bond. I took out 10, 10 from 96 left me with 86. Not 10 take away 1 is 9. 10 take away 5 is 5. 10 take away 2 is 8. 6, 3, and 2. How did you do on that? Are you doing well? Okay, let's take a look at these 4 problems. Did you end up with 6 in this position? If you did, congratulations. And how about 7 for 15 take away 7? If you didn't, take a look at the process and see where you might have made your mistake. It's okay to pause the video and take a good look at Miss Starr's process. 14 take away 6 is 8. Make sure you show me the process. and 16 take away 9 is 7. Did you show the process? If you did, congratulations. All right, so we have a little bit more of that homework page left that we still need to do. Let's take a look at what that looks like. So here is the next part of the homework page. Here it is. So you are going to, I'll work the first one with you. I'm going to do 42 take away 7. I can't take 7 away from 2. Dang it, that's just not going to work. So I'm going to pull a group of 10. I have to count back 10 from 42, which gives me 32 to complete my number bond. Did you think about that? I hope this is getting easy for you. Then the easy subtraction, 10 take away 7 is 3. I have 32 left over after I subtract 10 from 7. Excuse me, I have 32 left after I get finished with that 10. So 32 plus the 3 that was left after that particular part. And I know if I add 32 plus 3, that's easy because 2 plus 3 is 5, and 3 tenths gives me 35. All right, 42 take away 7 is 35. Will you try these last 3 problems on your own? And I would also like you to try the word problem after you circle the numbers. And the boxing the keywords gave Jack some. 7 markers were left. How many markers did Emma give Jack? Okay, so I've got that set up that far for you, and you can try that now on your own. Pause the video and then come back when you're done. Are you back? All right, let's take a look at how you did. F, you should have had 48. If you followed the process that Ms. Starr has shown you here, you're going to have gotten 48. 66 was the answer that you were looking for 71 take away 5. Check out the process. If you're unsure, you can always pause the video. 92 take away 9 is 83. If you use the proper process, please parents remember that you should not be stacking this in the standard algorithm to help your child solve these problems. All right, so what did you come up with for how many, Emma? Emma gave Jack 9 markers. Well, I made myself a bar model number bond. I started off with 16 markers. Remember that in the story problem? There were 16 markers, and she gave Jack some. I don't know how many she gave Jack, at least I didn't. There are 7 markers that are left. How many markers did Emma give to Jack? Well, when I started off, I didn't have a 9 there. But if I set this problem up and solved it using what I've been showing you today, then it's very simple to see that Emma gave Jack 9 markers. I finished filling in my number bond because 7 and 9 are 16. All right, so now, my friends, you are going to be moving on to the exit ticket. So I'm going to remind you that you must put your name on the exit ticket along with your last initial and the date that you did this problem. If you don't write your name exactly so that your teacher will know who you are, then we're just in big trouble, and some of you are not using the names that we have on our rolls, and it makes it difficult for us to know who is sending us things. So you need to try the exit ticket. You need to show your work. You need to show your work. If you just write an answer here, we will just mark it wrong. You can't just give us an answer. We need to see your process. So show your work and then send your exit ticket to your teacher. Send that exit ticket to your teacher on Class Dojo. If you haven't been using Class Dojo to send us your exit ticket, you need to start doing that, my friends. We are now in the 3rd week of your distance learning, and you need to be a part of what it is that we're doing. Some of our friends are not doing this. Some of our friends are thinking we don't know what you're doing. You're right, we don't, because we can't see what you're doing. You're not sending it to us. Okay, so get that taken care of. Now, there's the next part of this that we're going to talk about. We have done 8 lessons in this first module. And so we are going to be taking an end of module assessment. Basically, that means we're going to do a test. We're taking a test. So make sure you start with your name and your last initial, and you also need to have the date. And it would also be very helpful on this test if you would tell us who your teacher is. Who is your teacher? So if you're in Miss Starr's class, you're going to write Miss Starr. If you're in Miss Cap's class, you're going to write Miss Cap. If you're in Miss Mulder's class, you're going to write Miss Mulder. If you're in Mrs. Smith's class, you're going to write Miss Smith. And the reason that I'm asking you to do that is because I want you to take the pencil and paper test first. I am not going to show you the answers to these problems because you're going to need to do them by yourself. And my friends, you can have, please don't help. You may have no help from anyone. This is an assessment. Your parents may not help you. Your older brother and sister may not help you. You need to show us what you have learned. And you also need to show your work. We need to see the process. If you just give us an answer, we will just mark it wrong. You cannot just show us, well, what you think 18 take away 4 is. That's not going to work. We need to see how you came up with that. And if you're using the standard algorithm because that's what your parents have taught you, well, that's not what we've been working on the last couple of weeks as we have been doing Eureka Math. We need to see the process that we have been teaching you throughout these 8 lessons. There are some word problems that you're going to need to do. You're going to need to write a number sentence and a statement about the sticker question, and you need to include the drawings. You should. There are 2 of them. There is a second part or a second page. Again, you need to show your work and make sure that you're not just giving us the answers. Now, when you get finished taking the paper and pencil version of this test, there is a Google form that you are going to need to transfer your answers. So when you're done, you are going to transfer your answers to the Google form that is on the 2nd grade web page. All you have to do is click on that and it will take you right to the Google form. So you're really going to only do the test once. You're going to show all of your work, get all of your answers, and then you're going to transfer your answers to the Google form for the end of module test. That way, we will be able to see your answers on the Google form. We're also hoping, my friends, I'm going to tell you that we are hoping that, I'm going to turn this way. Please send this copy to school. We're very much hoping that you will send your copy of this test that you have done with paper and pencil so that your teacher can look at your process. We need to see how you solve these problems. That's why Ms. Starr is saying show your work. When you transfer these answers over to a Google form, all we see is the answers. We don't see your process. So if it's possible that your family can send that copy back to school, that would be very helpful to us as teachers so that we can see if you understand the process. I'm going to point out that Eureka Math is the math program that we have chosen for Moss Elementary. You're going to see it in 2nd grade. You need to know how to do this. You're going to see it in 3rd grade, the process. You're going to see it in the 4th grade and in the 5th grade. So is it important that you are understanding the process that we've been showing you on these 8 lessons? Yes, that is very important. So if mom and dad are trying to show you another way, that's fine, except that that's not going to help you with what you need to know for Eureka Math. At some point farther down the road, we will start doing the standard algorithm. But for right now, students need to learn the number sense behind what we have been teaching. So with that, I'm wishing you the best of luck on your test and looking forward to seeing how you did. Thank you so much, and we'll see you again tomorrow.